primary care providers and additional services, natural supports. So we do a lot of intensive work to keep the kids home with their families, stabilize mental health, and to help set up community connections and networks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I was able to interview a few people from your program or programs that were referred to me, some client stories. And I am so excited. I'm going to share the first one with us, with you guys. And Donna has not heard these stories yet, so it will be new to her. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. Our first person that we're going to share their story from is Sherry. So go ahead and listen to that.
Hi, my name is Sherry. My family and I became connected to Community Care Alliance a short time after my husband and children's father passed away in 2020. My oldest was struggling with grief and loss, so I sought out counseling for him. In the last 5 years, I have seen so much progress with my oldest and his and my communication to one another. He's been able to utilize his counselor as well as myself to communicate his feelings. It has been such a reassurance for me knowing that when he cannot fully express himself with me, he has someone he can turn to. The services that CCA offers has been a huge help for me and my children. Being able to have case management that comes into our home in addition to outpatient counseling gives us a full scale of support that can be intensified or lessened depending on our needs. Now that I am a single mother, the other blessing has been being connected to other resources such as holiday gift help. Knowing that there is help in the community is such a relief for me and my family. I'm so thankful for their generosity and willingness to help people in need. It makes a difference. Although I am a recipient this year, I have been previously a donor and remember the joy it brought me to be able to help someone in need and give back. Thank you to all those who are helping me provide a magical Christmas for my children, and I hope in the near future I will be able to give back once again.
I do want to mention that that is not Sherry's voice. We did have somebody record her story. I interviewed her over the phone. Unfortunately, we couldn't meet up in person, but she is part of your program. She talked about, just feeling so supported by your program, and although she's in a situation where she is the recipient this year, her goals are to be the donor. And I hear that from so many people that are so grateful for this program and that they can't wait till they are in a circumstance where they can then give back.
Yeah. I think listening to this story, I think I know who this family is. And I just saw that this makes me think of this. When I was in the office the other day, I saw a little kid see their case manager, and the kid just lit up. And it goes to show you the work that our case managers and our clinicians do, the way they make families feel. Even the mom's face was like, okay, I got my people. So that's the support that our team provides to families and the sense of safety that we give them. These problems that families are facing are not a quick fix. It's not a medical, here's the medicine you take and the problem will be gone. It's mental health, and it takes a long time for people to feel safe again. And that's the hardest part, because you just got to stay the course. But having the team does such a wonderful job of making connections, and that's the key, is making connections.
Yeah. And then the other piece, and we just talked about it a little bit with FCCP, is they are going through so much turmoil. They can't even think about Christmas. Like the thought of adding that one more thing on could be the make or break for them.
Yeah. Stephanie and I were actually just talking about this the other day, that just the families are trying to work these minimum wage jobs. It's not cutting it for their bills, for groceries, for any added expenses. So you're right, Christmas comes and it's like, how are we going to do that? That panicky feeling of how are we going to do that? And if I could paint a picture for the donors of Christmas time, when the clinicians and the case managers pick up these gifts, and in our team room is all these excited little elves and our clinicians and case managers putting the presents together and getting them ready to deliver, it really takes the pressure off the family so they can take those stressors and box them, put them on the shelf, and enjoy a good couple of weeks of just happiness. And you see the depression go down, you see the anxiety go down, you see the temper and the crisis evals go down during that period of time, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So, real quickly, if you are listening in, you are listening to the 5th annual Holiday for Kids Radiothon. I am Wendy Pyrus with Community Care Alliance, and we are trying to help bring the magic of the holidays, and you can help give the magic of the holidays by donating to our Holiday for Kids campaign. Your generosity brings joy to the child or teen who is not expecting much, if anything at all. Parents offering gifts to their children is the essence of the season, and it is what your donation will do. 100% of the donations that we receive during this time or for the Holiday for Kids campaign, 100% goes towards making sure a kid has something underneath the Christmas tree or underneath the tree, or if you're not celebrating Christmas, a gift to be able to provide that they maybe wouldn't get any other time of the year. You can do that by calling in 766-1240. Any donation is welcomed. $50 gets one kid a gift this holiday season. $10, minimum of $10 will get you a song. We do have some song requests that are coming up, so if you have already called in and we've said your name and we've rang the bells for you, your song may have already been played or will be played. So we thank you for that donation. We are on our way to having lots of success. We are already $4,500 to our goal of $8,000, and we need your help to make that happen. So go ahead and pick up that phone and call 766-1240. So we're back at it with Donna Vare Hamilton and Stephanie Amparo from CIS, the Children's Intensive Service Program through Community Care Alliance. And we were just talking a little bit about the holidays and the elves and all of the good stuff that you guys are doing. We do have a couple more stories to share. But before I do that, I wanted you to reintroduce the EIS program for me. No, CIS. God, all these acronyms, people, I am losing my mind over here. The CIS program
Children's
for me.
Intensive Services. So that's our intensive home-based service program, which is meant to be short-term stabilization, hospital diversion, keep families home with their families, keep kids home with their own families. It's intensive, meaning 3 to 5 times a week, but it's extensive, meaning we're wherever the families need us. I've even gone to the grocery store with some families to work on whatever's happening in the grocery store. But that's what we do. This step down plan is our children's outpatient service program, which is less intensive, can be more longer term, and it's office based. So you can bring your kiddo in for individual counseling, family counseling. We have a wonderful team in our outpatient department as well. So that's what we are doing.
Awesome. And we need your help to be able to provide gifts this holiday season. And we are halfway to our goal, more than halfway to our goal, thanks to all the donors and thanks to the sponsors that we already were able to get. So we want to take a minute right now and play some commercial ads. So stay tuned.
Rogers Tires wants to thank its customers for 62 years of business. We look forward to many more years of serving our community. Have a safe and happy holiday season from our family to yours.
With a great team, anything is possible. That's why Mutual of America Financial Group, we provide retirement plan services to small and mid-sized employers, offering full-service on-site support for your whole team. Mutual of America Financial Group, retirement services and investments.
The Provider Group has been proud to partner with Community Care Alliance in its mission to meet the community's economic, social, and emotional challenges. Provider Group and Community Care Alliance share the same core values of dedication, commitment, and serving the community. In times like these, your support for Community Care Alliance is more important than ever in changing people's lives.
The holidays are here, and we know this can be a stressful time of year. Have a plan in place and try to focus on making memories. FCCP is a professional friend in times of need, and we're here to help. Give us a call at 401-235-7252 to get connected with support and community resources. We are not meant to parent alone, and we all need community.
And thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate your donations. As I mentioned, this is we are more than halfway through our goal. We are on our way to having a successful holiday season to be able to provide gifts for those who will not or is not able to get much this holiday season, and there are no other resources available. You are listening to the Holiday for Kids Radiothon, and I'm your host, Wendy Pyrus. And we have in the studios, we still have Stephanie Amparo, and we also have Donna Vare Hamilton from the EIS program. I'm going to get this. See, I'm never going to get this, guys. I'm going to get this at some point. The CIS program. This is the problem. They have EOS, CIS, COP. I don't even know what to call anybody anymore. But anyways, they are with our Children's Intensive Services. I think I'm just going to stop with the acronyms and just call it what it is. The Children Intensive Services. And we were able to already play one story, but we have more stories to play. So the next one I want to play is Sarah, who shared her story with me in person. So you're actually hearing it from her. So listen here.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I connected with Community Care Alliance due to behavioral issues with my son. He'd been displaying increased behaviors at school and at home. He was being deeply affected by mine and his father's divorce, and then his father's relocation to a new state. We had tried other interventions, but they weren't able to meet his needs, and his behaviors continued to escalate. Upon researching other higher-level options, I found CCA's intensive home-based services. Since being a part of the in-home-based program, not only have I seen improvement in my son's behavior, but I myself felt supported, and I learned many new communication strategies and long-term management of his behaviors. The biggest eye-opening experience was learning to take it day by day, and that I needed to celebrate the small victories and not get caught up in the challenges only, knowing that we would be supported through the whole process. After we graduated the intensive service program, I decided to continue on with CCA in an outpatient and with medication management. If we need additional support at any point, we could easily increase services without having to go through the whole intake process. It would be seamless. CCA is a full-service family network, and although this holiday season I don't qualify for help right now, I have in the past. And knowing that I'm a part of an agency who truly cares, it warms my heart. You never think you're going to be the recipient of these type of benefits, but when you need it and it's there, it's humbling and life-changing.
And that was Sarah. And she was so lovely. I had her in the office, and her and I put that story together. And you were saying she basically just said everything she needed to say. Yeah. So let's recap a little bit about that. So Sarah was part of the CIS program, and then she met our goals and was able to stabilize her family or her children that were in part of the program. And so now she went down services. She's not as intense. She's less intense with the outpatient part. So talk a little bit about that, because I know she mentioned it, but I want you to talk about the fact that there are multiple levels, and if there are a crisis or if something changes, you are able to be flexible in that.
Yes, yeah. I think she said it perfectly. I don't know how I would say it better, but we really kind of have three layers. And now that we're a CCBH center, certified community behavioral health center, it allows us to look at it in three different ways. One is crisis driven, which we have TIDES mobile crisis that helps us with emergency situations. And then once they get enrolled in a program, you have that intensive services program that comes in the home, which is what Sarah's family became a part of. And she said it perfectly, which is it just takes a little time to stabilize these behaviors and really sit with some of those uncomfortable feelings, and that's sometimes the hardest part of therapy. But having someone like her to work with was wonderful, because she understood that and she could take this ride with us.
Yeah. But she did say it was difficult. She said, oftentimes you were like, why aren't we there yet? Why aren't we there yet? And somebody's coming in and just saying, listen, it takes time. Let's just take one success along the way and celebrate it.
Yeah. And I think
that changes perspective.
It does. And I think when you're a mom, that she's working a full-time job, she is raising 3 children, and she had so many obstacles on her plate. So it's like you want these things to happen quickly, and they don't. And then you have the school calling you because there's behavioral issues at school, and you really feel like it's coming from all avenues. But it's not something you can fix overnight. It is something you can stay the course. But I think I would bring up the idea that parents that are struggling financially, if you're getting called from the school to leave your job, you're not going to get paid for those. And we have so many families that deal with that as an issue, and then they lose their job. We have a couple of different families I'm thinking of right now that lost their job because they had to leave to go pick up their kids because of behavioral issues that they're dealing with in terms of their mental health and the fight or flight response due to trauma, and they don't have another choice. So they lose the job or they lose the pay for that day, and that really sets them back. So this becomes even more important to help the families.
For sure. And she was, she even mentioned that she has been the recipient and she's not this year. And that's, and that's because they have been able to stabilize, and she has been able to go back full time and get her hours in and be able to provide financially, which is not every case. And that's why we're here. We're here for those times where parents are struggling and they can't, afford to put that gift under the tree, but, and their struggles or whatever's happening, internally, or mental health with whether it's their child or themselves, shouldn't be a reflection of the spirit of the holiday. And if you're listening, which we are going to ring the bells in a second, guys, if you're listening and you want to donate like these other two folks just donated, the number is 766-1240. So guys, while we were just playing that story, we got 2 donations in. One wants to remain anonymous, and I'm terrible at reading that on these sheets I get from the donors, from my lovely volunteers. So I will make sure that one remains anonymous, but one does not. So we're going to shout her out, and you're going to ring the bells. Roth Nair called in, and she made a donation, a former employee of Community Care Alliance, and we're so excited for that donation. And then we did get another donation. So in the last few minutes, we got $80 in donations, guys.
Wow.
Just keep those coming at 766-1240. That's the number to call. And we were very blessed. Donna's team does an amazing job connecting me to stories. And so we were able to get quite a few stories. And so we do have one more that I want to go ahead and play. So stay tuned and listen in as Kelly tells us her story.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I became connected to CCA for mine and my child's mental health. Since connecting to CCA, we have received great services to improve our mental health and behavioral health. I have also been connected to other resources such as diapers, food, housing, and more. I have been fortunate to have advocates for my child at her school who can ensure that she is fully supported. This has been a tremendous help as these situations can be stressful. In the last year, myself and both my children have had unforeseen medical issues and lost our housing all at the same time. We are just starting to recover 12 months later, but are still far from where we need to be. Having the relief of holiday help for my little ones is a blessing. They will help me give them the experience of magic this Christmas. It just goes to show you there are people out there who take the time to care about others without knowing them.
And that was Kelly, and she met with me in person. She actually missed her first appointment because she broke her leg a little bit back. That was one of the injuries she had, and she actually ended up getting an infection. So she actually was in the hospital during the first time we had set up to meet, and so she came the next day. I mean, just getting out of recovery, still in recovery, still battling, this long-term injury she had. And she came to the office to meet with me, which was amazing, so amazing. And her story is so, it's such a typical thing, you just go through a bad time, you have some health issues, you can't recover, you can't work, and it just snowballs.
Yeah, and she's had a couple of moves and stuff, so finding housing stability and then getting her child back into school and registered in the right services within the school department has been a challenge. So the team has been amazing providing her support for that.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I just needed a quick drink. So I really want to talk a little bit about, we have about 5 more minutes together. And you mentioned your elves. You mentioned meal. I, again, am just going to tell you how jealous I am of all of you who get to be the elves and be the ones that are delivering them. Talk a little bit about the feeling, about the experience of being that elf and delivering these presents that are come from all these donations we're getting.
You want to take this one?
Yeah. I mean, I am new to the CIS program, but the little time that I've been there, I've noticed how great the team is with wanting to support these families that they have. So I'm excited to be able to be a part of that this year with the team. But I think it's just, like I said before in the FCCP segment, it's just a good feeling to be able to give family a little bit of hope and just like you stated earlier, Donna, let them rest on figuring out Christmas and let us handle that, because I do feel like an elf during this time.
It's the team room turns into like wrapping paper and everything you can imagine the team room turns into, but the happiness in there. Even the clinicians aren't feeling stressed in that moment. They got a ton of things to do, but it's excitement. It's running back and forth to you. It's calling you and saying, another kid popped up. Can you help us? And every time you do, Wendy, you have these wonderful donors that jump in, even when we're stuck last minute. But it's a sight to see. I'm so proud of the team. I'm so, they are the most amazing human beings, and the community and the teams why I stay here and I live in Connecticut. So
and then just being able to deliver that, talk about what that is, to be able to hand deliver these to the parents so that they can put them under the tree.
I think it's a sense of relief in the parents when you walk in that door, and excitement. Again, they can table the problems that they've had. But I think the kids, like I said, you're not getting the calls from school that they're out of control and they need supports. They're just so happy. They're so happy. I don't know if you want to add to that, but
Yeah, I think also, like you stated, they are just excited to be able to receive something, and it's good to give family respite, but also just make the children happy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's such an incredible experience. I am going to tag along one year, maybe next year. I just told Anna Urena that from Healthy Families. I'm like, I am coming with you because I want to be able to do this one day. Being in the background is great work, but it doesn't give, I want to be able to see that part of the experience, be able to feel that. And you guys can be part of that experience right now if you're listening by calling in 766-1240 and making a donation right now. You can help give the magic of the holidays to children and teens that we work with that really aren't expecting much, but anything is so appreciated and welcomed, and any relief that you can give our already highly stressed families who are going through it would be really, really appreciated. We have volunteers ready to take your call, 766-1240. We're super excited to have you guys both stay and be part of the show, and we really, really, really thank you. And we are going to play a song to exit CIS program. Coming up at 10 a.m., around 10-ish, we've got the Harbor Youth Center joining us, so stay